Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is Monday morning. My name is Bonnie Sachs. I am the award-winning author of the Health and Happiness Guide to the Universal Laws, and this is my happy half hour. I do this every Monday morning at 9 a.m., and I am really glad to see you. It's great to see you, Valerie and Jenna, and I have no doubt that we'll have some other people popping on. Hope you all had a fabulous weekend, holiday weekend, whether you celebrated Passover or you celebrated Easter, or maybe you just had a great opportunity to get together with family. Whatever you did, I hope you had a fabulous time. Good morning, Robin and Brandy. It is great to see you all. Today, we are going to be talking about mastering your information. This was a really easy one for me to discover what we were going to be talking about because for those of you who know, we posted the next class of Mastery of Your Information. We shorten it to MYI. And we posted that information on Friday morning for some people and Friday afternoon for others. And we are so excited about it. The we that I keep talking about is Kat Gibson and myself, and of course, Karen Torres as well. So good morning, Jill. It's great to see you. I love having all of you here. I'm really excited about this conversation because mastery of your information is so important for all of us. It's what we all really want to do. We really want to connect with our own information. But I understand that, I run into people and they're like, well, what exactly do you mean by that? And I start to tell them what I mean by that. And I'm like, wow, it's really interesting. Can I do this? Can I even have this conversation about what it means? So here's what we are talking about. A long time ago, many thousands of years ago, we actually had mastery of our information. We understood what all of this meant. Good morning, David. It's great to see you. Romeo, it's great to see you as well. And we had access to our information. We understood what we were here doing. We knew that we were souls here having an experience. We understood that this was an incarnation, one of many that we have had. It's something that we were very clear about. We knew that we were souls having an experience, and we could hear our souls. We had access to all of our divine channels of communication. That means we could see energy, and we could hear our healing team, and we could hear our soul when it spoke to us. So that means that we were very clairaudient. We were clairvoyant. We could see energy. We understood what was out there. We had claircognizance. We had all four of those clairs, and our channels were clear. Hard to imagine that there was a time when our channels were clear. Good morning, Brooke. It's great to see you. But we did have a time when we could see energy. We heard what was being said. We could understand what was going on. We didn't wander around wondering if we were supposed to take a certain job, or if we were supposed to be in a certain relationship, or we were supposed to move. Good morning, Eileen, and good morning, Jinju. We're actually talking about mastering our information and what it means to master our information. And Kat, it's really great to see you because this morning I am talking about mastering your information, and any questions you have, Kat is the magic, the person that you can ask questions to. So it was a beautiful time when we could connect with our own knowing, when we knew what was next. We knew what our purpose was. We knew why we came to this planet in this time period when we had access to our information, it was a really cool thing because we understood why we were here. We didn't wander around. So many people are busy asking life coaches and reading books and watching, YouTube videos and things like that, wondering what in the world they're here to do and how they're supposed to do it. And in this time period that we are talking about, thousands and thousands of years ago, we understood because we had mastery of our information. That's what mastery of your information means. It means that you have clear channels of communication. It means that you understand that you're a soul having an experience in a body. And you're in a body because you want to clear karma, you want to have experiences, you want to know what it feels like to behave in a certain way or be in a relationship with a certain person. We understood all of that. So there was a time period when we had access to that information. And then what happened was low frequencies came in. Pain, fear, anger, unconsciousness, unworthiness, holy moly, unworthiness, shame, blame, guilt. We could go on for a very long time about all the low frequencies that have been introduced to the planet over several thousand years, right? We can actually go back, 2,000 years ago, not knowing that existed at that time period, right? People who didn't understand that they were souls having an experience in a body. We could go back, a couple thousand years more to the time period we were just talking about with Passover, when the Jews left Egypt. We can talk about that time period where people did not have access to their information. They had no idea that they were here having an incarnation on this planet. And so there's a ton of low frequencies that have been here on the planet. We can also talk about judgment. We can talk about behaviors, rape and murder, molestation. There's so many different things that are here on the planet. And when you look at those low frequencies energetically, they are actually what blocks us from our information, right? Those low frequencies keep us from connecting with who we are. They keep us from hearing our soul. They keep us from connecting with our healing team or understanding energy or seeing energy. Like, that's a really fascinating aspect, is when you can start to see energy. You can see when something happens with somebody. When someone goes into fear, you see the fear for what it is. And you know it's something that you can move. You know that it's something that is not in their best and highest good, and we can move it out. So these low frequencies are things that do not work for us, not at all. And so the idea that we can start connecting with our own information and we can actually do things to start to learn to connect with our own information is just amazing. For me, I was invited to take a course in December of 2016. I honestly can tell you I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was signing up for. For me, it was simply that I was going to be working with this woman, Karen Torres, and I knew whatever she was doing, I was supposed to be a part of. That's what got me interested in taking this particular course, because I didn't have a big picture of it. I just knew if she was teaching something, I was going to be a part of it. And what it turned out to be was a class where we attended once a week. At that time, we attended in person, but it was once a week. It was an hour and a half, and we learned some skills. We learned some information about how to do some things to move these low frequencies out. Now, it is Mastering Your Information is a soul download course. It's a soul download program. So what a soul download means is that your soul actually gets the information. The information comes in energetically. And if you are one of those people who just bumped into something that said, oh my God, really? My soul? Are you kidding me? There's no way my soul is getting any information. I understand what you mean because I didn't understand it. Kat, I love that you just said that. Low frequencies are not the truth of us. It is really, really important. It is so important for us to know that we are not our low frequencies. If you had a freak out this weekend because your food wasn't ready on time, or you burned the meal for the family dinner, or you couldn't find something, that is not who you are. That is a low frequency that we want to heal that. We want to move past that. Love is always the only truth. That's what we really are. We are made from pink quartz crystal, and that is the truth of us. So we always want to remember that the low frequencies are not who we are. And it's one of the things we are constantly reminding ourselves and constantly reminding others, that we are not our low frequencies. We're not our pain. We're not our anger. We're not our fear, unconsciousness, unworthiness, even the unworthiness, right? That one's huge, 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 huge. Good morning, Hadar. It's great to see you. And Andrea and Maggie, it's great to see you guys. We are not our low frequencies. And so in this course that I started taking, I started learning that information. I started learning that I wasn't the pain that I had. I wasn't even the pain that I didn't know I had. I wasn't that either. And I started learning that there were low frequencies that actually were energy, and that they could actually be moved out. I learned that if you are in pain and you bring more joy in, if you bring in more of the frequency of joy and introduce it to pain, the pain starts to break up. It starts to dissipate. I learned that through taking this Mastery of Your Information class. I learned that when I introduced more joy into some sort of headache that I had, when I called in more joy, when I found something to be joyful about, that I could actually have the headache disappear. I could have the pain disappear. It is a powerful piece of information to have. I learned that when I introduce more love into my life, the fear that I have starts to disappear. Many of you joined me last week for the conversation I had about moving my mom from one facility to another. That concept of introducing more love into every interaction, every situation we had, is what helped transform more of my mother's fear. I could see it over and over again. Over the last week, I've seen it over and over again. When you introduce more love into a fearful situation, it automatically starts to transform. It's one of the things that you can learn when you learn to master your information. So this program, this course that I took, this course that Kat and I are going to be teaching, is exactly that, learning those pieces of information and getting the soul download. So a soul download. In this course, Melchizedek is going to be giving soul downloads. Your soul is going to get the information about how to introduce joy into a situation and start to alchemize or start to shift the pain. How to introduce love into a relationship and watch the fear start to disappear. You start to learn about low frequencies that are in your body and how to put them in a container and how to move them to another place where they're out of your body and not creating havoc for you, right? There's several different concepts that you're going to learn. It's going to be filled with information. It is a 54-week program. I enrolled in a 54-week program. And every week I showed up, did an hour and a half, and learned how to do the healing that you often see me doing. You can see me creating a container, creating a container that I can put more love in, I can put more joy in, I can put more fun and more laughter and more radiance, and I can put those frequencies into a container. If you could see energy, you could see the container, and that container I can then take and I can put in someone else. I can put in my dog, I can put in my cat, I can put in my husband or my kids, to a lot of people that I love. I am able to do that and give that information to them so I can shift more of their pain and more of their fear, more of their unconsciousness, and more of the unworthiness. I can do it for myself. That unworthiness automatically shows up for me as how many times I have done that for myself. How many times I went into unworthiness. Who am I to think that I can do X, Y, or Z? Sometimes it looks like healing. Sometimes it looks like being able to move my mom from one facility to another. Who am I to think that that's what I'm supposed to do? I start to work on myself. I work on my throat. I work on my heart. I work on my stomach. Wowsy, working on your stomach can do amazing things. If you can put more joy into your stomach, you can start to move out those pains and the low frequencies that are causing any number of conditions that happen in the stomach. If you can put more love into your throat, you can start to speak up more. You can start to heal your thyroid issues. There's so many things. The list is endless. I could literally go on and on about all the things that you can heal. So I started doing that. I learned how to create a construct, and I learned how to do healing. I learned what some of the numbers meant that I was speaking, because I began to trust myself just a little bit, that if I said 2882 when I was creating a construct, that there was some unconsciousness and some fear that I was going to be transforming. There was some unworthiness that I was going to be transforming. So not only are you learning information, not only are you getting the soul downloads for the information to learn how to do this, but you're also having an opportunity to practice trusting yourself, to practice making a mistake and knowing that's okay. And that's really, to me, that is a really priceless thing to walk away with, to understand that the more you can trust yourself, the more you can trust that those voices that are in your head are your soul or your healing team, the better you are going to feel in the world. Such an amazing way to contribute to those that you love, those that you haven't met yet. It is absolutely amazing. Good morning, Gretchen. Kat, you are absolutely right. It's a beautiful gift to give, the gift of healing someone else. And it is a powerful way to contribute to everyone. One of the coolest things that I have been seeing recently is people who are starting to work in the quantum field. So we've talked about this many times before, working in the quantum field. The quantum field is like air. It is all around us. And that's how information goes from one side of the planet to the other side of the planet. I kind of liken the quantum field to, the technology with our cell phones, is that we don't have to see it, we don't have to know it, but if we put something positive out into the quantum field, if we put more love out into the quantum field, then that's going to be picked up by people all over the planet. And what a cool thing to do for you to learn how to create a construct and put more love and put more joy and more wisdom and more understanding. Put those key codes, put those frequencies into a construct, and then send the construct out into the world. That's how things shift and change. That's how people get more wisdom and more awareness and more consciousness around the idea that we are all connected, right? We're all connected by the quantum field. That people start to understand that we are all love. And what we do for one, we do for all. And that particular concept, what we do for one, we do for all, can totally alter the world around us. Once I learn that when I speak love, when I put something out into the quantum field, once I learn that, that's all I want to speak. That's all I want to do is be more love, more joy, more wisdom, more understanding, be more high frequencies, because I can put that out into the quantum field and start to shift what is happening around the world. It's just one more way that you can use this information. Once you learn to master your information, you can use this information to change the world, and you not necessarily say, I want to be a healer. I do hear that a lot. I understand that completely because I do healing work, but I'm not a very traditional healer. This is more my way to do healing work, is to teach people, to help people understand more of these concepts. So I want to use the information to put it out into the world. I want to use the information to shift things in little pieces. I also want to be able to heal myself, right? I want to have more joy and have more worthiness, have more of my own information. I want to be able to hear my soul. When my soul speaks to me and says it's time to do X, Y, or Z, it's time to go to the mall. I love when my soul says that. It's time for you to sit and pray. It's time for you to sit and relax. I want to hear that information. And this process, this course, allows me to have more of that, right? It allows me to have more awareness of what is going on around me. It has allowed me to have more healing. I would get a healing every single week when I was in class, healing whatever showed up. Good morning, Tracy. It's great to see you. Healing whatever was available for me to heal at that time. So as you go through the course is 54 weeks long. It is divided into 9 different levels. Each level is 6 weeks. Don't want you to have to do that math. Each level is 6 weeks. And each one of the classes that we're actually going to be doing on Zoom, this is so cool. The classes are going to be on Zoom. Kat and I are going to be sitting right here in my kitchen, and we are going to be working with everyone who is on the call. Melchizedek is going to be doing the soul downloads, and then Kat and I are going to be giving you a ton of information you might not have ever even thought about. You're going to get that information, but you're also going to get a kick-ass healing every single week. Every single week, you're going to get huge healing. You're going to go up in frequency, and then new things are going to be available for you to move. New levels of awareness, new levels of perhaps fear that you're like, wow, that one was really deep. We're going deep and digging those things out. You're going to heal those things. But the absolutely super cool thing is that we are going to be online. So if you are not able to make one of those Tuesday night classes, if you have something else going on, the video is going to be posted in a private YouTube link where you're going to be able to go back and watch it over and over again. just like this video. If you want to go back and watch this video again, you're absolutely going to be able to do it. You go to the place where the link is, watch the video, watch the video, watch the video. It is yours to watch over and over again. That is a really cool thing. In the old days of 2016, when I started the class, we actually didn't start with a recording, but we eventually had an audio recording. And that just seems like such old technology now that we actually would like, oh, let's listen to an audio when we have this beautiful video that is available to us. So that is a really cool aspect of this particular program that we're going to be doing. It is going to be 54 weeks, so it's more than a year. But if you have something, you have a date to go to, you have a special event, you go on vacation, it is recorded and you can go back and watch it at your own time frame. The other cool thing is that if you never watched a single video, you are getting the soul downloads. Your soul is getting the information, whether you watch anything or not. You're getting the healings, whether you tune into anything or not. That is super cool. How many classes can you take that you don't have to show up and you actually get the information? You do not have to get the notes from somebody else in class. You do not have to go knock on the TA's door and ask them how to, do the work. You automatically have the information and you are always getting the healings. It is such an amazing opportunity. Just unbelievable that this is available to us. And you also have Kat and I available to help you out. You also have a list of mentors that have gone through this program, that have been mentors for a long while, and they're able to help you with all of this. It is just, when I start to think about it, it just really blows my mind that this is available for all of us. And I want to encourage you to go on the links. I'm going to be posting the links with the information so that you can go on the links, get all of the details about what you need to do and how you need to register, and you can get information about contacting Kat and I if you have additional questions. But I just really wanted you all to know that we all have this opportunity to learn how to master our own information, to put our bodies and our souls back together again so that we know we are souls having an incarnation. We remember that we know how to see energy and feel energy and hear energy, and we know what it is when we see it. That is possible for all of us. It is not a cakewalk. It is not an easy process. There is not a place where you can, click in and get all the information in one easy download. But there is a place where you can connect in with a group of people who know what they're talking about, who are willing to help you, who are here with the purpose of teaching you how to connect with your own information. That's why Kat and I are here on the planet. That's our purpose. We are here to help everybody connect with more of their own information. I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous week. I figured I might throw some information, some updates about my mom in there. I have 30 seconds I can do that. She is doing well. We're still giving her big healings, still bringing in a lot of love and a lot of joy, because that is what transforms all of us. No matter what we're going through, if we bring in more love, more joy, more gratitude, more grace, more ease, we bring in more of those frequencies, we can absolutely change the world. And I look forward to seeing you next week here on my Facebook Live, but I also look forward to hearing from you about you wanting to master your own information. I hope you all have a great week. Take care.